Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Junk Journal January Day 2. Today we have a prompt of Starry. So I have this star stamp, and I thought I would emboss it on some black paper in silver. I have to confess, last night I went to my journal signature that I have here, and I did another page. I have my prompt, and then I have my thought for today, for the day, and then I have my gratitude page that I didn't do. So I did my gratitude page, and this is what I have for that. And inside it I have some paper, some coffee stained copy paper that I added my stencil, same stencil of the fern, and the vintage photo oxide ink, and I added that to this page. Now this is the next page in my signature, and so today we're going to work on the back side of that, and here's our signature. And we're also going to work on this piece of fine art paper that's kind of a peachy color. So I have pre-gessoed my page. You don't need to watch me do that. Apply some paint on a page and let it dry. So I thought that would be pretty boring, but let's just take this out and work on this first. And to start with, I want to stamp and emboss my stamp. Now my stamp is from Stamp-A-Rosa, and it is K222760. I'm not sure if Stamp-A-Rosa is still in business yet or not. I am going to use Versamark ink for this and stamp up my star that I have. The star reminds me of the star that the wise men followed to find baby Jesus in the manger. And we have our star on our paper, and our paper's a little textured, so I'm not quite sure how well this is going to turn out, but we're going to find out shortly, as soon as I figure out, there it is, what I did with my silver embossing powder. And let's get some on our page. Oh, and it just worked out perfectly. Maybe not this one. Yep, it got it too. There we go, guys. That's a really nice stamped image. So let's heat set this. There we go. That's actually pretty dramatic on that black paper. And behind this, I want to have some of this blue paper that I have. I'm doing blue with peach today. I thought that would be real pretty. So we're going to take this and add that to that. But before I do that, I'd like to edge up the edge of the blue paper with my vintage photo ink. And I also went around the whole page of the journal, the front and the back, with my vintage photo and inked up the edges of that. I did that yesterday also. And then I also have some washi tape that I want to add on to this. And I have some silver foil paper. I thought we'd add a piece of that. So the black's resembling our sky, and the silver is just pretty. Really, I don't think the silver really has any significance other than it's pretty. So let's tear that down a little bit. And to tear it down, I like to use a paint edger. It's got a nice sharp straight edge on it. And I'll just kind of eye it up and measure it. And it is too wide for our page. So our page for here, I'd like to have about that much of a border. So I need to take off, let's see here, try to get it as straight as possible. You'll soon find out that I don't get things straight very often, and just tear off this excess here. There we go. And how well does our blue fit? It fits perfectly. That's luck, guys. That's just luck. So now we have like a really nice framed star for our prompt, which is Starry. Sure, but what I might just leave it at that. Let's glue this down and then go to our next page and let this simmer for a while and see if there might be something else that's going to speak to us that we want to put on there. Being that this is foil, I don't have a whole lot of faith in my glue stick, so I'm going to use some of this pH adhesive that I had bought from Amazon. And this is what it is. It's by Linco, however you want to pronounce it. So we'll get some glue on here. So I had mentioned that with this journal, I wanted to be doing something different. And normally I do very involved layouts for my journal, and I wanted to do something more laid back with some pastels and some of my favorite colors, the brown, the green, and the pink. My designs are much, much simpler than what I was doing in all my other journals, and it's just kind of, so far, has been relaxing. I don't know how long I can stay away from my very busy pages that I love to do, but for now, this is what we're up to. And it's just, after doing December Ember, this is kind of relaxing to do. So it doesn't want to stick very well. It's going to take a little bit of work to convince it that it's going to. I would love to go stitch that, but being that it's on the back of here, it would interfere with my pockets, so I can't do that. Let's put this back on in place here. If I wouldn't have sewn my pocket on first, I could have, or I could have stitched it to the foil before I added it to the page. It's going to stick. It's just going to take a minute to condense it. There we go. So now let's add a little bit of this glue again to the black piece. And do we want to leave a pocket? I think I'm going to leave a pocket here because I'm not sure what I want to do there. Always with me is if I'm undecided about whether I want a pocket or not, I leave it open. And then I can always go back and close it if I want to. But it's open if I decide to change my mind and need a pocket there. So we do have a pocket here. We don't behind the blue, but we do behind the black. Now to get a baby wipe. Dab off a little bit of that extra glue that's seeping through here. Okay, so for this side of the page, I'm going to do my thought for the day. I have another blue piece of paper. What this is some blue cardstock that I had added a layer with brayer, some white gesso. And I want to put that there. That's going to match quite nicely on there. So let's take that page out too and ink up around the edges of that with our vintage photo. Now the inside of this page is glossy, and we'll see that probably tomorrow. It's slightly textured. It's very pretty. Very pretty. And maybe we'll even highlight the texture. How's that sound? Let's see if we can see the texture. Here is the glossy side. We'll just go ahead and get that done as long as we're doing the inking. And do I want the glossy side for the Starry Night? I might just want the glossy side for the Starry Night. I don't really like shiny here and shiny here. For some reason, that bothers me. Let me turn this back around. That doesn't bother me. I want just glossy, shiny, metallic type paper here and not here. That was a little too much for me. Ink up the edge of the cardstock here. Okay, and so my thought for the day today, when I was doing my Bible study this morning, I came across fruits of the Spirit. So that's what I'm going to do. Oops, I was going to show you this. What I did was I went to my Word program on my computer and I just typed in my fruits of the Spirit, my title, and then the fruits here and printed it out. I like to tear my papers. If you don't like the torn look, you could just obviously take a paper trimmer and get some nice straight edges with it. And then I'll ink it up also. So that's going to go on here like this, and then all my fruits below. But before I do all that, I have this little stamp. This is the same thing as this stamp, and I'm going to stamp it around. And let's see if it shows up with Versamark or if we're going to have to emboss. Here's the Versamark, which is a watermark ink pad by Sukaniko. And let's see if they're going to show up. I can see them. I know you can't. I don't know if they're showing up enough for me. So I think we're going to go ahead and emboss it. Let's get our silver back over here. The embossing is also sticking to our ink that we put on the sides, and that's pretty cool with me. I like that too. So there are our stars, and that's just a little too much embossing, so I'm just going to take a dry brush and rub some of that away. Get over here, get some of this. Okay, guys, I'm happier with that. Well, let's emboss that and see how it looks. Probably enough stars for our prompt. What do you think? Fruits of the Spirit will go there. Let's get the rest of these all torn out and lay them down and see what else we think we might need. As far as tearing your paper, that certainly is a preference. If you tear it towards you, you'll get that nice decal edge. If you tear it away, you'll get a crisper edge without this like it's a decal edge is what it is. I like the decal edge. I feel that the way that the ink grabs onto that is very pleasing to me. Okay, that fills that up pretty well. I'm going to edge all of these fruits, all these fruits. Okay, I could just let that be enough, but it looks pretty bare to me. It looks pretty like there's just nothing that's really grabbing me other than my star. I want to add something to the back of this, and I'm going to add some script. And I think I'll just use my photo instead of embossing it. I don't really need anything more shiny on here. My vintage photo ink. And I'm going to go down alongside the edge of my paper here and see if that's enough. That dresses it up a lot more. I like that much better. Let's get a little bit of this going on over here. Actually, I think if we go all the way around that, here we go. It's getting better. It's getting much better. A little bit of ink on this. Here we go, being all grungy, guys. I haven't added this in here yet. Right now, I'm just kind of playing with different things and see what I'm going to like and deciding whether I want to add this or that here or there, here or there. This would make a pretty border around that silver. Do we want to do that? Do we want a border around it? Another border? I like the silver in that washi tape. Or do we think just one piece actually is enough? We can put it here and take it off if we don't like it because I need to glue it down. I never trust washi tape to stick. So we'll just lay it on here and see what we think. It might be too much. In a world where I'm trying to keep things more simple. More simple? That's probably not correct English. Simpler. I don't like that. So we'll take that off. The one on the bottom is okay. All the way around I don't like. So we leave that like that. That's what I'd be doing. There, I think it needs some flowers. Yes. Let me get out my flowers and see what we can come up with here. The black washi tape is going bye-bye. We are going to put lace there and there. Actually, the black washi under with that over top is okay. We'll see what we do over here. But this blue here with the lace. And maybe this blue here. Okay, normally I would put the smaller one here because there's so much going on already. And I would put the bigger one here because I only have one element. But for some reason today, I like this flower, this smaller flower over here, because I really don't want to take away from my star. And this one will be okay. I'll work my words around it. So this is what it's going to be. Let me finish putting it together. So we'll ink up around our flowers. These are Tim Holtz flowers. I don't know what the name of the collection is. I didn't save that information. I should have. So over here, I'm going to add this with some more of that glue. Could also use the art glitter glue for this. I am going to put that flower here. Let me get a little bit of glue on my washi tape before I seal that down. And I can do that with a glue stick. And then we'll add our lace also with this tacky glue. It's like a tacky glue. Now let's do this. First thing we need to put in place is our blue cardstock. It's a little heavier, so I use some heavier glue when I'm doing my cardstock as opposed to a glue stick. And let's get our flower in place next. And because the lace looks so nice with this black over here, I'm going to add it over here, even though I had changed my mind originally. If I say lace, this washi tape looks good with the lace. A little more glue there. Now, do we want our lace over our flower? We want it under. dab a little bit of excess glue off here, and then get our flower down. Now, if you have like some thicker elements, like these flowers are made out of cardstock, and if they don't want to stick or lay down for you, then I would put a book over them for maybe 15 or 20 minutes until they took hold. And I may still end up doing that with this flower, although it looks like it's going to hold. And then we'll do our fruits of the spirit. Let's see if we can get those on with a glue stick, possibly. Put this right up here. Let's have it go off the side like that. And then let's lay these out and see how we want them to end up being. There. Okay. Very happy with the Fruits of the Spirit page. Oh, which is my thought for the day. I almost forgot to put that one up here, my header up here. So let's get that on. Thought for today are the fruits of the Spirit. Over here, we have our layout, which satisfies our prompt for Starry, along with the stars on here. I'm going to find something more to put here, a label maybe. Okay, it's a very wordy layout, but I have found this that says respond to every call that excites your spirit. And I believe I need to have that. I thought, well, maybe it's too much. There's a lot of words going on here, but we're going to use it because it works for me and what I want to remember as far as this prompt goes. So we're going to add that. We go, guys. So on the back side of this page now, I will work off camera and I will do my number 2 and my gratitudes, and I will have that to show you tomorrow when we do day 3. So I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye now.